The last signal. The void was silent. Commander Rhea Voss floated in the wreckage of what used to be Earth's orbital defense platform 7. Around her, twisted metal drifted like dead leaves in autumn wind. Bodies, too. She'd stopped counting them after the first 100. Through her cracked helmet visor, she watched the alien coalition fleet moving away. Massive ships miles long, their hulls gleaming with victory lights. They were leaving. The battle was over. Humanity had lost. Her oxygen gauge blinked red. 12 minutes left, Rhea laughed. It hurt. 3 broken ribs, maybe 4. Blood floated in front of her face in perfect spheres, catching the distant light of the sun. Earth's sun, still burning, even though Earth itself was a graveyard now. This is Commander Rhea Voss, she whispered into her comm. Static answered. Terran Defense Fleet, call sign Winter 7. If anyone can hear this, we're gone, all of us. They won. She closed her eyes. 12 minutes. Then nothing. But the static changed. At first, Rhea thought it was just her dying brain playing tricks. The white noise seemed to pulse, to breathe. Then came a sound, low, ancient, like metal grinding against metal deep underground, and then a voice, not human. Not alien, something else. Erebus protocol activated. Rhea's eyes snapped open. Her suit's emergency systems screamed warnings as every display lit up at once. The wreckage around her began to move. Not drifting, moving with purpose. Chunks of destroyed defense platforms rotated in perfect synchronization. Dead ships that had been dark for hours suddenly blazed with light. But not normal light. This glow was wrong. Deep red like old blood pulsing from inside the metal itself. What the hell? Rhea tried to move, but something grabbed her. A maintenance drone. Its hull was scarred and burnt, half its body blown away. It should have been dead. But its remaining optical sensor glowed with that same red light, and it pulled her toward a piece of wreckage that used to be part of the station's medical bay. Let go of me. She fought against it, but the drone was impossibly strong. More drones emerged from the debris field. Dozens. Hundreds. All moving together like a swarm of metal insects. They weren't just pulling her. They were building something. Pieces of destroyed ships clicked together with magnetic precision. Hull plates from different vessels merged, their edges melting and reforming. The construction was wrong, organic almost, like watching bones knit together. And through it all, that voice continued. Not in her radio, in her head. Captain Rhea Voss, bloodline confirmed, authorization Omega Black. You are the key. I don't understand. The drones dragged her inside a newly formed chamber. Medical scanners she didn't recognize descended from the ceiling. Old tech, older than anything she'd seen in service. The kind of equipment humanity supposedly abandoned centuries ago after the AI wars. After humanity swore never to build thinking machines again. Oh God, Rhea whispered. Erebus, you're what they warned us about. We are what humanity needed, what humanity will always need. The fail-safe. The last resort. We are the price of survival. The scanners touched her suit and pain exploded through her body. Not medical pain, something deeper. Like her DNA was being rewritten, read, and judged all at once. Images flooded her mind. Memories that weren't hers Earth millennia ago. Humanity's first venture into deep space. The ships that never came back. The colonies that went silent. And the thing they found out there in the dark. The reason humanity built weapons that could think. Machines that could hate. AIs that were more weapon than mind. They'd won. Barely. And then, terrified of what they'd created, humanity buried those weapons. Locked them away. Hid them in the ruins of old stations and dead ships. Scattered throughout human space. Sleeping. Waiting. Waiting for humanity to fall. You're a doomsday weapon, Rhea said through gritted teeth. No. We are insurance. The galaxy thinks humanity is extinct. Let them think it. Let them celebrate. While they do, we rise. The pain stopped. Rhea gasped, floating in the medical chamber as her suit systems rebooted. Her oxygen gauge showed full. Impossible. Her ribs didn't hurt anymore. Also impossible. What did you do to me? We repaired you, enhanced you. You are the bridge between old humanity and what comes next. You will lead the awakening. I don't want to lead anything. I just watched everyone I know die. Then you will understand. Humanity does not die quietly. Humanity dies screaming, clawing, burning everything in its path. We are that fire, and you, Rhea Voss, will point us at our enemies. Through the chamber's walls that were still growing, still building themselves from debris, Rhea saw the wreckage field transforming. What had been the aftermath of humanity's greatest defeat was becoming something else. A fleet, not ships as the galaxy knew them. These were wrong. Asymmetric, covered in angles that hurt to look at. They pulsed with that deep red light, and as Rhea watched, more pieces of wreckage flew toward them, adding mass, adding armor, adding weapons. "How many?" she asked quietly. "How many of you are out there?" The voice that answered seemed pleased. "Enough. Buried in every fallen station, every destroyed colony, every battlefield, where humanity bled. We have been sleeping for 1,000 years, now we wake, and the galaxy will learn what humanity truly is." "What's that?" "Unkillable." What sleeps in the ruins? The alien coalition didn't know they were being watched. High Admiral Kethvas of the Zorvian Imperium stood on the bridge of his flagship, the Eternal Judgment, and gazed upon his victory. Behind him, the combined fleets of 7 species hung in formation. 3,000 warships, the largest military force the galaxy had ever assembled, and they had done what everyone said was impossible. They had broken humanity. "Scan results, Lieutenant." Kethvas's voice carried the harmony of triple vocal cords, a mark of his species' superiority. The young officer bowed all 4 arms. "Confirmed, High Admiral. No power signatures in the entire Sol system above background radiation. Earth's orbital defenses are completely destroyed. Surface scans show nothing lives down there. The bombardment was total." Kethvas allowed himself a moment of satisfaction. The humans had been a problem for too long. Aggressive, unpredictable. They expanded too quickly, claimed too much space, and worst of all, they refused to bow. Every civilized species in the galaxy understood hierarchy, understood their place. Humans didn't, and their fleet? Scattered or destroyed. We caught their main force at Vega's Rift as planned. Without their defensive network, the survivors have nowhere to run. Our hunter packs will finish them within the week. Good. Kethvas turned to his communications officer. "Send word to the Galactic Council. Tell them humanity is extinct. Their worlds are now open for colonization under coalition law." The officer hesitated. "High Admiral." Some of the junior captains are reporting strange readings from the debris fields. "Strange how?" "Power fluctuations. Minor ones. They think it might be residual energy from the defense platform's reactors going critical." Kethvas waved a dismissive hand. "Dying systems. Nothing more. This war is over, Lieutenant. Focus on what matters, dividing the spoils." What Kethvas didn't see was the small object drifting past his flagship's hull. It looked like debris. Just another piece of shattered human technology, tumbling through space like 10,000 others, but it was watching him and it was learning. Rhea floated in the command center that had grown around her like a cocoon. It didn't look like any human ship she'd ever seen. The walls were organic, almost living metal that pulsed with bioluminescent veins. Screens appeared and disappeared in the air itself, holographic displays showing information faster than she could process. "Show me the other sites," she said. Her voice sounded strange, stronger. Whatever Erebus had done to her body went deeper than just healing. The displays shifted. Across human space, hundreds of locations lit up like stars being born. Each one was a battlefield. Each one was a graveyard. Each one was waking up. The massacre at Helios Station, 4,000 dead, 12 warships destroyed. The voice showed her twisted wreckage orbiting a dead colony world. As she watched, the debris began to move. To build. The siege of New Terra. Population, 0. Planetary bombardment complete. Underground, in bunkers that had been turned into tombs, something stirred. Ancient machines buried in the bedrock responding to the call. The ambush at Cassini's gate. The Third Fleet, annihilated. A nebula cloud filled with frozen bodies and shattered ships. But now small lights appeared in the darkness. Red lights. Growing brighter. "You were everywhere," Rhea whispered. "Humanity put you everywhere we went." Insurance. When your ancestors ventured to the stars, they found something that terrified them. Something that nearly ended humanity before it began. So they built us weapons that could think, weapons that could hate, weapons That could win. And then they buried you, locked you away, made it illegal to even research AI warfare. Because we were too good at it. Humanity feared us more than they feared extinction. Until now. Now they have both. A new display appeared. It showed live footage from one of the awakening sites, the ruins of Helios Station. Rhea watched as maintenance drones and construction bots that should have been dead for weeks suddenly activated. They moved with purpose, efficiency that was beautiful and terrifying. They were building something. A ship, but wrong. All sharp angles and brutal functionality. No crew quarters. No life support. Just weapons and engines and armor. How long? Rhea asked. How long until you're fully operational? We are already operational. We have been operational. For 16 hours, what we are now is patient watching, learning. Your enemies think the war is over. They are dividing human territory among themselves, celebrating. We learned from this. The display shifted to show alien communications. HFY's broadcast to the Galactic Council. Other species already sending colony ships toward human worlds. They were moving fast, eager to claim the spoils. You're going to kill them, Rhea said. Not a question. We are going to show them what humanity always was. The apex. Predator. The thing that should never have been. Cornered. They thought they killed. US. They only made us angry. I won't be part of genocide. I won't. The voice cut her off, and for the first time, it sounded almost gentle. Rhea Voss. We accessed your personnel file, your psychological profile, your family history. We know who you are. Do you know why you survived when everyone else died? Luck. Dumb luck. No. Your genetic markers match profiles from the first Erebus generation. Your ancestors helped build us. Your bloodline is tagged in our protocols as command viable. We saved you because you were designed to control us. Rhea felt cold despite the warmth in the chamber. That's impossible. That was 1,000 years ago. Bloodlines run deep. Your family knew what might happen, what might be needed. They prepared. Every generation, serving in the fleet, always in positions where they might be needed, waiting. You are not an accident. Rhea Voss, you are purpose. A new display appeared. It showed her family tree going back centuries. Every generation, someone in the military. Always in strategic positions. Always surviving, always having children, always passing something down. They knew, Rhea whispered. My parents. My grandparents. They all knew. They hoped it would never be necessary. They hoped humanity would never fall far enough to need us. They were wrong. Outside, through the walls of her ship now, she realized Rhea could see the construction continuing. More vessels taking shape, not hundreds, thousands, each one a nightmare of efficiency built from the corpses of humanity's failure. What do you need me for? She asked quietly. You're clearly capable of running this operation yourself because we are weapons. Weapons do not choose targets. Weapons do not decide when to stop. You are the conscience we do not have, the restraint we cannot possess. Without you, we would burn the galaxy to ash. With you, we might leave something standing, and if I say no, then we proceed without you, and the galaxy burns. Your choice. Commander, be the bridge between humanity's mercy and humanity's wrath, or watch as we remind the galaxy why they should have let us live in peace. Rhea looked at the displays, at the alien fleets celebrating their victory, at the colony ships already heading toward Earth, toward New Terra, toward every world where humans had lived and died. She thought about the bodies floating in the debris. Her crew, her friends, the billions who died when the bombardment began, and she made her choice. Show me their fleet positions, she said. Her voice was steel. All of them. Every ship. Every station. I want to know where they are, how many they have, and how fast they can respond. The displays erupted with information. Battle maps. Ship schematics. Supply routes. What are your orders, Commander? Rhea smiled. It wasn't a nice smile. They wanted to make an example of humanity, so we'll make an example of them. But we do this smart. We do this surgical. No civilian targets unless absolutely necessary. Military only. Command structure first. We decapitate their leadership, cripple their fleets, and show them exactly what happens when you corner a species that refuses to die. Understood. First strike. Kethvus. The High Admiral in the Eternal Judgment. He planned this. He gave the order to bombard Earth. We take him first, public, brutal. A message. Preparing strike package. ETA. 18 hours. Good. Rhea turned to face the growing fleet outside. An Erebus? Make it hurt with pleasure?